Hello and welcome to another opportunity to attract the man of your dreams. And today, welcome to another opportunity to get a guy to want you. Yep, that's today's topic for this episode. How to get a guy to want you. How can you make him want you? And especially, even more importantly, how can you make him want you as a girlfriend? Maybe even in the future as a fiancé, and then in the future as a wife. Because getting a guy to want you as a one-night stand or as a hookup is pretty easy, but that's not something that you want. At least when I think about all the women who I've coached in coaching sessions, none of them came to me because she wanted to attract a man for a hookup. All the women who I've coached, and I'm pretty sure it's also true for you, want a stable, secure relationship with a man who loves them, who's there for them, and who's devoted to them. And that's why when it comes to making a man want you, as a girlfriend, as the woman of his dreams, as the woman he wants to establish a relationship with, you have to do things a little bit different than if you, for example, wanted to attract a man for a one-night stand or a quick hookup. And that's why one of the first things that you can do if you want to get this guy to want you is to do something that so many of my coaching clients in the beginning refuse to do. Or maybe refuse is the wrong word, that's a little bit extreme, but they're resistant, they're hesitant to do that. And that's to seek his advice. Men absolutely love it to be in the mentor role. If you make him your mentor in whatever subject or topic it might be, this can help him to want you more and more and more. And the reason why so many of my coaching clients are very reluctant to use this strategy is because a lot of my coaching clients are strong and independent women. They are financially independent. They don't need the advice from a man. They know how to make their own money. They know how to establish their own business. They know how to establish their own career. And you might be one of these women, and that's great. More power to you. You should be financially independent. You should never rely completely on a guy because, well, you never know what happens in the future. However, sometimes when it comes to attracting a man, you have to, or let's say you don't have to, but it is advisable if you want him to want you, to play a certain role that allows him to step into this masculine energy. And this masculine energy is, I guide you, I protect you, and I teach you. And if you allow him to mentor you in any area of your life, no matter if you know more about 10 subjects and there's just one subject that he knows more about, then use this one subject to make him your mentor in this area. This can make him want you so much more. And this is especially true for very ambitious men and men who have already achieved success or who are on a journey towards achieving success. And if I remember all the coachings I ever had with all these amazing women, then I recall that most women, if not all women, want such a guy. And then be visibly excited when you are with him. When you are with him, show him how much you adore him. Show him how much you want him. Smile at him, cuddle him, kiss him. And even earlier in the dating process, when you are not there yet, when you haven't reached that stage of intimacy, of kissing, of even touching, even then, you can start by, for example, giving him a little bit of a longer hug when you are meeting him, when you're greeting him. In the same way, you can then lean on him in a romantic moment. These are all things that you can do to show him that you're excited to be with him and that you want to be with him. And then make him wait a bit to communicate that you want him as a boyfriend. And I want to make one thing very clear here. If you decide to jump in bed with a man on the first date, I will not judge you for it. And you should also be aware that if you are dating a guy who will judge you for it, who basically will judge you for exactly what he wants you to do, then this guy is not worth dating, he's not worth your attention, and he's not worth your time. Because the last thing that you want is a guy who's judgmental, either about your past or about what you're doing with him. That's a sign of insecurity on his end, and you don't want to date such a man. However, I just know from my own experience from coaching so many women that when you make him wait a little bit with the first kiss, with the first time you're intimate with him, this not only makes him want you more, especially as a girlfriend, because he has to fight a little bit to get you, but it also helps you to figure out if this guy is actually ready and willing to commit to you. because I've coached a lot of women in Skype coaching sessions who told me that they decided to be intimate with a man very fast, and then this man never texted or called them again. And yeah, I mean, if this guy was just looking for a quick hookup for one night of fun, and he got what he wanted, then of course he won't text you anymore. But now imagine the following situation. What if you tell him early on in the dating process that you are only interested in a relationship and nothing else, and you then make him wait 1 or 2 or 3 dates until you have your first kiss? A man who would only be interested in a one-night stand would simply not do that. He would simply not call you again. He would not ask you out again, which is exactly what you want, because that's not the guy that you want to date. But what if this guy is also interested in a relationship? Then he will be ready and also happy to wait for you. And in this process, you already know if this guy is willing to commit to you, if he's willing to invest this time without any intimacy. And this often means, I mean, of course, there's never 100% guarantee, but there's a very high chance that this man is then also, just like you, interested in a relationship. And then when you're listening to his goals, to his dreams, to his ambitions, and also when he, for example, opens up and shares his fears with you, then listen to him with empathy and curiosity. Show understanding. Ask him interesting questions. Show him that you're not listening in the sense of, interesting, and you don't remember anything he says, but really listen to him. And then also ask him questions about his career, about his goals. That's what a high-value man wants. And when it comes to then being a part of his life, or let's say becoming a part of his life, try one of his hobbies with him, even if you're a bit scared, or even if you think, oh, that's boring, I don't want to do it. You get an A for effort, I can already guarantee you that. Because trying one of his hobbies and giving it a shot and showing him that you want to be a part of his life will make him want you more. Even if you're not good at his hobbies, or even if you don't enjoy it that much, that's also okay. And maybe, just maybe, you will enjoy it more because you're doing it with him. I mean, for example, a couple of months ago, I just remember that now, I had a coaching client whose guy, or let's say the guy she wanted to date, whose guy, that's a weird way of saying it, but the guy she wanted to date was totally into board games, and she thought to herself, oh, I could never enjoy that, board games, oh, that's so boring. And I said, yeah, just give it a shot, maybe you will like it, maybe you won't. And then because she was so into that guy, and because they had so much fun during the board game, like touching each other, kissing each other, telling stories, she suddenly realized that, hey, I really enjoyed playing board games with this dude, even though she never thought in a million years that she would enjoy that. So just give it a shot. And of course, he should also be willing to try one of your hobbies, even though in the beginning he might think, do I really want to do this? Because, hey, that's what a relationship is all about. It's about getting to know each other. It's about trying new things. And it's about being open to new experiences. And speaking of experiences, I invite you to paint a picture of his future with you that he can't resist. That's what you want to do whenever you are with him. You can imagine it as placing little breadcrumbs on the path towards your relationship bliss. So whenever you're with him, you paint a picture. I mean, not literally, you don't paint a real picture, even though if you want, hey, why don't you paint a picture for him? But what I mean is that you share interesting ideas with him about your future, about the things you could do together, where you could live, for example, or what kind of lifestyle you could be having. And by doing that, you put these images in his mind of a future with you. And if you then, for example, start a sentence with, imagine living in this place, or imagine doing this, or imagine me kissing you every day, just like now, and then you kiss him, and you paint this beautiful picture of your future, this can make him want you so much more. And then also, when you're spending time with him, point out the areas and beliefs that are proof that you are compatible. I mean, if you are dating a guy and you're not compatible with him at all, you have completely different beliefs, you want to live your life in a completely different way, then I would recommend that you don't start a relationship with him. And when it comes to beliefs and lifestyle, I mean, one of the most important things is, for example, do I want to have children or do I not want to have children? Do I want to get married or do I not want to get married? Do I want to live in this country or another country? Do I actually want to live in one place or live a nomadic lifestyle? All these things are important when it comes to relationship compatibility. Because yes, you can love each other, but if one person has a completely different idea of how they want to live their life, then, and I've experienced that with many coaching clients, then at some point there will be resentment because one partner is giving up on their dream. And yes, you could say, compromises are important, but I believe that it's way more effective, and also it leads to more happiness if you choose a partner who wants to live their life in the exact same way that you're living your life, because then there won't be any resentment. You don't have to make any compromises that you don't want to make because you already have the same dream. And if that's the case, then point out why you believe the same way, in which areas you believe the same way, and why you are compatible. And the more you do that in the same way as with the other tip that I just shared with you, you will then plant these little seeds in his mind, and he will get the idea of, hey, she's the perfect girlfriend for me. She's the perfect woman for me. I want to be with her. I want to get her and to keep her. And then have a life that makes him want to be a part of it. If you have an active social life, if you have interests outside of work, and you have good friends, then it's way more likely that this guy wants you than if you, for example, have terrible friends who are a terrible influence on you. And yes, that's both true for men and for women, for every human being on the planet. I mean, we are the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And if you're, for example, dating a high-value guy who's ambitious, who wants to achieve something, who, just as an example, doesn't drink any alcohol, or at least not that much, who focuses on his health, and you then introduce 4 friends to him, and all these 4 friends are, extreme example now, raging alcoholics who are just partying every day, then this guy might lose interest. So think about your life in a big picture, and then think about, what kind of man do I attract with my social life? What kind of man do I attract with my social circle? Because these points are also important when it comes to getting a guy to want you. And then I invite you to make him obsessed with you by activating his hero instinct. Every man wants to feel like a hero. And he also wants to feel like the hero of your relationship. And if you want to find out how 7 of my clients used this secret to make their man commit to them and obsessed with them, then you can go to gethimkeephim.com/obsession. That's gethimkeephim.com/obsession, and find out more about how they did it. You can also click on the first link in the description that leads you to the same page. And then another tip that I want to share with you, the last tip, and also a very simple idea, but it's so effective, and that's to compliment him often. And if you compliment him, give him genuine compliments that emphasize his boyfriend qualities. Because men love it when a woman, or let's say when the woman they like, sees them as boyfriend material. The more you compliment his boyfriend qualities, the more you compliment his ambition, his humor, the way he takes care of you, if you compliment these aspects of himself and of his personality, then he will want you more, and he will want you as his girlfriend. And did you know that there's a deep-seated gap in communication that very few women, or also men, understand? And if you want to be truly irresistible to him, you have to understand how love and respect get entangled in a man's mind. And if you want to find out how that happens, and how you can make him want a relationship with you, how you can make him desire you so much and be obsessed with you in such an intense way that he wants you to be his girlfriend, and then his fiancée, and then his wife, then you can go to gethimkeephim.com/quiz. That's gethimkeephim.com/quiz, or you can click on the second link in the description and then take this quiz to find out. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.